So today I just want to show you maybe how you can maybe try to answer questions in your assessments. So the questions that I'll be using, it's not necessarily that they'll be the ones that you shall face, or but they are related to the things that you can face. They are the type of questions that you expect in assessment too. So we'll do as much as we can up to 1 o'clock, or if we are able to finish, then thanks to God, then you then use the same approach to answer your own questions if you have not yet done your assignment. But if you have done it, then you can be able to use it maybe when you are able, when it closes, when you will now be able to review your assessment, you can be able to check where you made the mistake or where you understood everything. Right, we're going to use the document that I sent to you in the group. So that document is what I'm going to use to illustrate. Right. Please choose the correct option for this scenario. Right. This now, it needed you to, right, let me just, it needed you to find the book of original entry which was going to be used there. The book of original entry which was going to be used. Right. Let me just cancel. Right. Right. Now in electronic funds transfer from clients, this is from clients. So record in our CRJ because it is money coming in. CRJ. So this is the cash receipt here now. So the keyword there would be from clients. What is coming from clients, that means money is coming from to us. Electronic funds transfer to suppliers. When we pay to suppliers, that's CPJ. That's CPJ. Right. Then interest on an unfavorable, or maybe let me do this. Sorry, can I just, so that maybe when you get the document, maybe let me use this document here, which I can alter for. So I'm thinking that you might need the document with the. Let me use the word document, which I can alter. I want to use the word document, which I can be able to easily edit, so that when you get it, you get the one that has got everything. Right. So this question, it actually required you to identify the book of original entry in which the transaction could be recorded. Now, if we check here, the electronic funds transfer from clients, that will be recorded in our CRJ. This will be our answer, because here we're receiving from clients. Right, let me just say answer here so that then here electronic funds transfer to suppliers. Right. Maybe so that my things can fit properly here. Right. Maybe then I can say our answer is our cash receipts journal. Mainly because of that from clients. Then this one, payments to suppliers. When we are paying to our suppliers, that will be cash payments, because we're paying. Right. Then unfavorable bank balance will be recorded in bank statement balance. We record it in the bank reconciliation statement. When we're doing bank reconciliations, I think that's what we'll be dealing with on Monday. Right. Then the interest on favorable bank statement balance will be recorded in. When we've got an interest on a favorable bank balance, that means the bank will be paying us. The bank will be paying us, so we're recording the cash receipts journal because we'll be receiving money from the bank. Oh, I think I made a mistake there on number 3. It's not the balance, it's the interest. So the interest on unfavorable balance, it will be recorded in the cash payments journal. Right, there's an unfavorable balance. If it says you have an unfavorable balance, that means you owe the bank. So they will charge you interest. Because they are charging you interest, you are paying to them. Whereas if you've got a favorable balance, it means you will receive interest. So that's why this one is cash payments and the other one is cash receipts journal. Remember, in the cash receipts journal, we record transactions where we are receiving money. And in the cash payments journal, we record where we are paying money. Any questions? Right. On 2 March 2001, a tenant of ABC did an electronic funds transfer of 160. The monthly rental is 16,000. The financial year ends on 28 February 2002. He paid 160, but the monthly rental is 16,000. So what you have to see, then they want the adjustment. Now, normally the adjustment that we make is either for the amount that has not yet been paid or the amount that was paid in advance if he paid too much. So we have to check that the 160,000 that he paid, was it too much or it was less? And we have to see when did the tenant start to rent. Right, on 2 March, our year is ending in February. That means he has been renting throughout the whole year. Why is it important to check? Because he might have maybe only rented for 3 months. Right, so if we can check here, let me first do a calculation here. Right, so we can say calculation. Right. Right. We have got the amount that was paid by the tenant. Let me just do it here so that you can be able to clearly see. Right. Amount paid. That was 160. Then rental income for the year. It's supposed to be 16,000 per month. So if we say 16,000 multiplied by 12, what do we get?
$192,000.
So that's 192,000. Right. So the amount owing is the difference. So that means the tenant underpaid this rent, which is the 32,000. So there is an underpayment of 32,000. So to record, if a tenant underpays you, in accounting we use what is called the matching principle of accounting, or the accrual concept, whereby income, as long as it's income for the year, we record it even if it was not received. So although this 32,000 was not received, it has to be recorded as income because it belongs to this year. Now the adjustment that is done when we do that, we debit our accrued income. So we have to verify if we are paying. Or is the tenant paying us? So that's income. Right. Then please, you should know that your rental income should be a small I. Right. So that is 32,000. Then here on our credit, that will be the rental income. Which will also be 32,000. Maybe let me just write somewhere here that it's so that if you don't see it, accrued income. Then this is what? Rental income. The only challenge is that the system that marks your things is case sensitive. So if you write, I don't know if they're accepting rent income or rental income. It all depends. So if they are accepting rental income, that means your answer will be wrong. It will be correct. But if they accept rent on its own, then your answer will be wrong. We'll just check when they give you the solutions there. All right, any questions on that one? All right. Then, okay, maybe let me just write here that is 32,000. Right. Indicate by choosing the correct option whether true or false. Donation of trading inventory is recorded at cost price in the cash payments journal. It's false. Yes, it's recorded at cost, but the wrong thing is the cash payments, you know. When you donate inventory, there's no payment. So no payment. Recorded in general journal. So although they were correct to say that it's recorded at cost, the wrong thing is that the journal that they've stated there is wrong. It's supposed to be general journal. In general journal, not the cash payments journal. So there can be one word that can change everything. Right. Right. The pre-adjustment trial balance of GM Traders is at 28 February 2019 reflected in allowance for credit losses that amounts to 990 and credit losses amounting to 345. Credit losses were written off using method 1, although they were not aware of these two methods as explained below. The financial manager of GM Traders determined that the allowance for credit losses for the current financial year ended 28 February 2019 must be 1435 and credit losses must still be written off amounts to 780. The financial manager, after having a discussion with the bookkeeper of GM Traders, learned that there are two methods that can be used to write off the above credit losses of 780. Under method 1, credit losses are written off against the allowance for credit losses account by debiting the allowance for credit losses and crediting the trade receivables control account and the debtor's personal account. Under method 2, credit losses are written off by debiting the credit losses and crediting the trade receivables control account and the debtor's personal account, while the allowance for credit losses remains unchanged. Is the following statement true or false regarding the balance on the allowance for credit losses and the amount for credit losses that needs to be disclosed in the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income? But it says the balance of the allowance for credit losses account will be 1435 under method 1 and will remain unchanged at 990 under method 2. That's false. The balance of the allowance for credit losses does not change, whether you're using method 1 or method 2. So at the end of the day, it will be at the new allowance, which they said that it must be 1435. So whether you use the method 1 or method 2, the outcome is the same. The allowance remains the same. The credit losses recognized in the profit or loss remains the same. There will be no difference in the two, according to method 1 and method 2 of accounting for credit losses. The only difference is that the method 1, you write off the credit losses from the allowance, whilst the method 2, you write off the credit losses straight from the debtor's account. But the outcome, the final result will be the same. The allowance will be the same, the credit losses will be the same. So that's where that statement is false. All right. Question 5. Indicate whether the following statement is true or false. Income received in advance will be disclosed as a separate line item under current liabilities in the statement of profit or loss, in the statement of financial position. That's true. When you receive income in advance, it's a liability. If your customer pays you, but before you have delivered what they paid for, that's a liability. That liability will be shown as a separate line item in the statement of financial position as a current liability. I think we did that when we were doing the statement of financial position. Right. Question 6. I think this one, it was the same statement question. Income received in advance will not be disclosed as a separate line item. That's false. That is the same statement. So I will just continue. Question 7. Please stop me if you have not understood. Right. Revenue represents sales made by the business to its customers. That's very true. Revenue of the business is the sales that the business has made to its customers. That's revenue. So if you are into teaching, the fees that you charge your students, that's your revenue. If you're a lawyer, the consultation fees, that's your revenue. If you sell furniture, the amount you receive from selling furniture, that's your revenue. So revenue is indeed the sales made to your customer depending on the nature of your business. Right. Isolation traders paid an insurance premium of 10,860 on 1 March 2019 for 12 months. Upon the inspection of the pre-adjustment trial balance for the year ended 31 May, the bookkeeper noticed that the insurance premiums amounting to 6,380 for the period started 1 June until 28 February were paid in the previous financial period. The bookkeeper also noticed that the insurance premium paid on 1 March has not yet been recorded in the books and not adjusted. No adjustment has been processed and no reversal has been processed relating to the insurance premium paid in the previous financial year. The amount of the insurance expense to be shown in the statement of financial position as at 31 May will be, right. The issue here is we paid on 1 March for 12 months. That means we paid for 1 March up to 28 February 2020. But our year is ending in May. So the insurance within that figure, which belongs to our period, is March, April, May, which is for 3 months. The other 9 months do not belong to our period. So those are the ones that will go to the statement of financial position as prepaid expenses. So the prepaid expenses would be equal to 10,860 multiplied by 9 divided by 12. Where is my 9 coming from? We said that the ones that fall in our period is March, April, May, which is 3 months. So the rest of the months, which is the 9 months, would be the prepaid expense. Right. What do we get? What do our answer there?
8,141.
I'm waiting for you guys. Thank you, 8145. So that will be our answer. So the 3 months which belongs to this year will go to the profit or loss. So if they ask profit or loss, we'll take the one for this year, which is the 3 months. But if they say statement of financial position, that is the remainder of the amount. So that will be 8145. So that is 8145. When you're answering here, don't put an R. Right. Number 9. Under a periodic inventory system, the cost of sales is determined at the time of recording of the sale. That's false. We record at the time of the sale when we are using what we call the perpetual inventory system. The periodic inventory system only verifies the inventory at the end of the period. So that is false. Right. All right. This is the sales journal for number 10. After calculating the VAT amount, totals will be posted to the general ledger as follows. Right. First of all, calculate your VAT. There are 2 ways in which you can calculate your VAT. You can say VAT is equal to 6,900 times 15%. Or you can say 7,935 times 15 divided by 115. What do you get?
10:35.
10:35. Right. Then we'll now go and do the posting. I think I didn't put so the posting will be as follows. Right, we'll have our debits, our credits. Right, we'll debit our trade receivables control. I think we did this double entry. When you have got credit sales, your asset trade receivables will increase. So that will be 7935. Then we credit. And please, you are required to start with the sales first. Don't start with the VAT on the credit side there. So it will be the sales 6900. Then the VAT on sales, it's VAT output. We are actually told there. The VAT that you charge on sales is VAT output, which is the figure that we calculated there, which is 1035. But when you are showing your answer on my Unisa, you don't have to put space when you face such questions. And you don't have to put the rand. If they are decimals, round to 2 decimal places, unless told otherwise. Any questions? So that's the posting. So the answer will be above them. Bengewa, the owner of Bengewa Traders, keeps incomplete records of the business. The total amount of inventories to be disclosed in the statement of financial position, you add the 3. That's the inventory that you're going to show. So we have our inventories would be equal to 83,607 plus 1875 plus 450, which is equal to what?
Eight 85,932.
So that will be right. So you should be very careful, because sometimes they don't ask you the inventory. They would say the trading inventory. If they say trading inventory, you would only include this one here. If the question says the amount for trading inventories, you'd only include the inventory. You don't include stationery and packing material. But if they say inventories, that's the one that you're going to disclose. Right. Question 12. The marketing manager of Innocent Traders was given a budget for an amount of 17,890 to perform the advertising of Innocent Traders for the current financial period ended 28 February 2019. Right, the budget, we don't record the budget in the financial records. We're not worried about that. We're only worried about the actual expenditure that was done. Few advertising agents was appointed on 30 April by the marketing manager to assist with the advertising of Innocent Traders for the current financial period. On 1 May 2018, the marketing manager paid 14,630 to the advertising agents for advertising services to be provided during the current financial period. The payment was based on the quotation that was received from two advertising agents. On 26 February 2019, the bookkeeper of Innocent Traders reconciled all the invoices that were received from two advertising agents for the current financial period and noted that the total of the invoices amounted to 16,789. The payment that was made to two advertising agents was correctly recorded in the accounting books of Innocent Traders. However, no adjustments journal entry has been processed yet. Right, what is the adjustment that we need? We paid 14,630, but our invoices are 16,789. That means there's an amount that we haven't paid. So that's the one that we have to make an adjustment for. We have to increase our advertising expense by that money. Right. So I think I didn't put them the answer here. It was, I think, something like just, right. Let me just right. We'll have our account to be debited. Then its elements, account to be credited. Elements. Then amount. Then assets. Equity. Then liabilities. Right. If you owe for an expense, you have to increase your expenses. So the account to be debited is advertising. Expenses. And the element, this is an expense. Remember our 5 elements, which is assets, liability, income, expenses, and equity. Then account to be credited. When you owe for expenses, that's an accrued expense. When you owe for expenses, if you haven't paid, it's an accrued expense. The element, this is a liability. Because you are owing. We paid 14,630 instead of 16,789. Then our amount, that's the difference. So the amount, let me just do a calculation here. Amount would be equal to 16,789 minus 14,630. This is what.
Right. So now let us use our. So what you
Sorry, I'm just muting you because of the background. You can either type, or if you want to contribute, you can unmute yourself and give me the figure. What do you get? Thank you. That's 2159. Thank you, guys. So that's 2159. That will be 2159. Our assets will have no effect. They are not affected. Our equity will decrease. When your liabilities are also increasing because we're recording the amount that we owe for advertising. So this is how you would answer it. All right. Question 13. Title: the owner of title traders keep incomplete records. How would the inventory items be disclosed in the statement of financial position? Right, these items, oh, it was not given also here. I didn't. You would have So you were supposed to fill the first one was supposed to be assets. Then under assets, you should have current assets. Then under current assets, you should have inventories. Then the amount, remember that the inventories I said you add. So let me just calculate the amount here. 85,000 plus 2875 plus 650. What do we get? What do we get? I'm waiting for you. $87225. So the record here 87225. There will be no spacing there. I think there is another space. So the other space you put not applicable. I think there are other two spaces you put not applicable. Then you put 0 here on the amount. Because we don't show those things separately, we show them in total combined. 88525. Thank you. 88525. So the other spaces you put NA and 0. Remember that if there's nothing that is applicable, where you are supposed to have a written explanation, you put NA. And where you are supposed to put an amount, you put 0. If there's nothing that has to be recorded. Right. On number 14, you are given various options. Right. So you should know that on this first one, what is disclosed in the statement of financial position? In the statement of financial position, we know that we disclose assets, equity, and liabilities. Those are the items that are disclosed in the statement of changes in equity. Right. Right. An account will be closed off to the profit or loss account at the end of the year. You have to choose. It has to be, I don't know which one is there. So then you have to choose either expense or income account on given options. Right. Then the difference between sales and cost of sales. The difference between sales and cost of sales is gross profit. then what will not be classified as a current asset? So here you just have to choose the non-current assets that are given. Maybe they can be shop fittings, they can be buildings. So those things should not be shown in the state. They are not supposed to be classified as a current asset. So that one would depend on the solutions that are given. Right. Then question 15. The correct disclosure of the income elements in the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income. Right, when you disclose your income, you are going to have, there's an invoice which was not yet recorded of 5,000. Then there is also a courier for an amount of 1,700 on purchases. Then rental income was received for 15 months. So when you are recording, you would record it as follows. Right. Would start with your sales. Your sales, you take your sales that you are given. These calculations will not be part of your answer. That is the 1.2 that you see there. Then we add that invoice, this one, an invoice which was not entered in sales journal. That means there's a sale which is omitted, so we have to add it. Then you subtract if there is any sales returns. If there's any sales returns, you subtract, and also settlement discount granted. Sales returns and settlement discount granted, you subtract. So the settlement discount granted here of 2.5. So we have 2.5. What do we get? What do we get? One two zero two 500. So please, when you put your answers, don't put spaces like to separate the thousands, like what I'm doing. Right, then your cost of sales. Right, your cost of sales, you take the cost of sales that is given, the 560. To the 560, you subtract the settlement discount 3,500. Then you add your invoice for courier 1,700, because that means it had not been, because they said it had not, no entries had been made. Carriage on purchases is part of the cost of sales. So it had not been made, so we have to top it up. It's just like transporting your goods to your premises. So say 560 plus 1.7 minus 3.5. What do we get? Thank you. 558,200. So these figures, I think you will be dragging, they will be given. Gross profit. The difference. What do we get? I'm waiting for you. Okay, thanks. That's 644,300. Then we add other income. We have rent income. But our rent income, we should know that they said that it was paid for 15 months, but we only want for 12. So we'd say rent income would say 168,000 times 12 divided by 15, so that we just remain with rent for 12 months. What do we get? What do we get? 134,400. Thank you. Then can you add the 2 to the 644 to get our gross income? All right, we get 778,700. That will be our gross income. All right. Question 16. Indicate by choosing the correct option whether the following statement is true. The profit or loss account are closed off to the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income. That's false. You can't close the profit or loss to the profit or loss. You close it to the capital, or maybe if they say statement of financial position, that could have made sense. You can't close the account in itself. Right. Question 17. Total amount of inventories. Is that the same question? We just add them up. So our inventories would be equal to 28,669 plus 625 plus 150, which is equal to what? Nine four four four. right? So you can just try the other questions as you go. Then if you have got any questions, then you can ask. So our next class will be on Monday. Monday will not have it in the evening, considering that it's a holiday. Our class will have it from 10 to 11:30. We'll have it from 10 to 11:30 on Monday. But on Monday, I will not continue with these questions. I would change, I would shift to the bank reconciliation statement. We'll be doing the bank reconciliation statement. Thank you so much, and very sorry for disturbing your holiday. Enjoy your weekend.